what lessons have you learned throughout your journey as an entrepreneur? Maybe early stages, or maybe now, or maybe some of the lessons that helped you um, save some years of your life, or maybe some time on your life because of uh, the right people that came in, or the things that you learned. I'd love to hear about those.
Sure. So number one, I would say the most impactful is, and like I said to you before, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And so I really led by realizing you have to take a chance and execute. So had I not taken that bold leap into entrepreneurship and starting my company, I would have missed out on the great opportunities that have come into my life. The the businesses that I've had to support, the people that have been with me on my team along the way, that enriched my life, and the people that have left because I believe sometimes in a lot of cases the people that brought you to where you were today may not be the people that need to bring you to, that will bring you to where you will be tomorrow, which is unfortunate. But sometimes the universe tells us that we need to make those tough choices, and I've done that, and sometimes I've taken some time. Um, I've I've recognized also that the biggest thing I would always default to this: how am I going to get things done? But now I really embraced who is going to do this for me on behalf of me, and so you put that trust in a team member or find somebody else in the greater community of the world that can support you get to where you need to be, because you have to lead by example and set the vision. But if you're doing it all by yourself, and if you're that man or woman trapped on an island, you can't execute at that level trying to do it all yourself or be the savior trying to save people. You got to give people a chance to grow and execute.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. So, if I were to take you back in the early stages of entrepreneurship,
Yep.
what would you say that how was that like? And then fast forward a little bit when you hired your first person, what was that like?
So first thing was trying to do everything on your own and working late hours and realizing, hey, this is exhausting, but you're trying to save money by not investing in hiring somebody. But that's exactly the reason why you need to make a change and invest in a person, so it gives you the time to execute and think. So when I first made that strategic hire, it allowed me to have more freedom and time to do what I needed to do, which was meet the customers and grow. So, as much as I want to hold back on investing and having somebody for revenue needs because we're afraid of making that leap, taking that leap of faith, it was exactly the reason why I needed to do that, and it gave me more freedom, but it also allowed our business to grow at a tremendous rate. It's been an incredible rate.
So, in terms of time, or in terms of revenue, like, did you have a term in mind? Hey, if I reach X amount of revenue, then I can hire someone, or if I get this much time back, and what did you delegate to other people?
Well, initially in the early parts of my entrepreneurial journey, I was doing everything, even doing phone calls and invoicing. First thing I did was in technical, I hired a technician, a computer technician at the time. But the other thing I leveraged after speaking with a wise entrepreneur, he said, Brett, you don't always need to hire somebody full time. So I found fractional people that could support me. So I leveraged the use of a VA at the time. And initially it was 20 hours a month. And that took such a load off my mind that I could focus on doing things I like to do. And face it, I don't love doing admin work. So I gave the benefit of somebody else having the joy of doing that admin work they thrive and excel at, and they get excited. So it was liberating. So
Wow. And how long did that take you to get to that point where you were like, okay, I need to hire an admin person? Like, how long, how far along were you in your journey?
I was about a year when I recognized that. Um, I could have done it. I could have gave myself permission to do that much sooner, but the, like I've said before, this is all about mindset and beliefs and overcoming limiting beliefs. So it took a while for me to process. And even when we fast forward to 12 years later, or even 10 years later, I was still processing that. And I really, really recognized then that I hadn't gone far enough. And I've taken it to a whole new level since those early days of what I believed was possible.
Yeah. And I want to add on to what you just said. I think when you hired the VA, I can almost guarantee that there probably new challenges also arrived from hiring a person, training and expectations, aspirations of how the work needs to be done, and all those things, and a lot of things set in. But those are just small challenges that can be overcome. Um, but for you, I'm guessing it was the time that you got back that you could focus on other things.
Oh, absolutely. I really buy into that concept of buying back your time. In fact, I took that to a whole new level about 18 months ago. Not only in my business, I made the decision that it was time to invest in having a person come in and help with our house. So we hired a lady that was looking for an opportunity that was supporting a number of other professionals in our community. And she now comes in once or twice a week and buys back the time for my wife and I and my family so that we can focus on taking care of the needs of our family. I have a busy house. We have 4 children at home, and we're a hockey family and a scouting family. So it's go go go. So when you have that, when you give yourself the permission to bless somebody with the opportunity to support you, that blessing comes back to you. So there's nothing better than coming back to your house Tuesday late in the afternoon to see that your house is all cleaned and the clothes are folded. You have 4 children and 2 adults, and it brings order when you allow to give people opportunities to do what they love.
Yes, that's
So
awesome. So bang back of time. I am a big fan of Alex Hermosi on that. I mean, I think
yeah,
he's broken down those aspects pretty good. He was like, if if it takes me um 2 hours a week to go buy groceries, come back, and at least 30 40 minutes a day to cook something, and then more on cleanup after that.
yeah.
And if I take that 3 hours, or on an average, probably would be uh, close to 6 hours a week. If I can take that and just use it to productively do something that'll make me money, I'll get Uber Eats all day. I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely. I live by that. We order from the local grocery stores and have it delivered. So
yeah,
that time that I buy back from that, I'll spend that extra hour making phone calls,
yes,
and I can guarantee you, well, I know this, my hour is worth more than paying a $10 delivery fee.
correct.
I've in 1 hour, I've secured business uh, uh, deals beyond that, securing MRR to help businesses manage their cyber risk. They're just waiting for me to have that conversation. But if I'm majoring in the minors and doing things I shouldn't be doing, or that I can pay somebody else the privilege to do that, then it gives me that opportunity to buy back my time. So
Yes.
yeah,
And I want to, there's two sides to that equation though, right? The
yeah.
one side is that you buy back your time and you do something productive with the time. But if you're not doing something productive that is actually gonna make you money or make you grow or something in that direction that's gonna help you maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years down the road, that time is then wasted. Then it's
Right.
not a positive equation. So you have to replace it with something higher in value. I think even $2 higher is value is a worth of exchange because you still get $2 back an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. But it could be something as simple. I'm a lifelong learner. So if it means for that 1 hour that I go out, which I often love to do, if I'll take that hour and go for a walk and listen to a podcast or an audible, not only am I working on my physical health, I'm working on my professional goals by feeding my mind and giving myself the oxygen I need.
Yes.
So,
Something someone mentioned to me yesterday as my friend. Um, when you're doing all these things, it's hard to see the changes and the effect it's gonna have,
yeah,
right? And he said there's something very sweet. He said you can't watch a tree grow.
no, no.
You cannot watch a tree grow. You have to just experience it over time. That that the effects of what you do today and the fruit it's gonna bear tomorrow.
Well, exactly. And my transformation is very much an example of that I've released 120 pounds in the last 18 months. And when I first started on my journey, it was just a pound, 2 pounds. But now I'm a totally different person with a whole new belief system. And when people see me, they say, I wish I could do what you've done. Well, anybody can do it. It just starts with taking that first step and having the discipline and commitment to keep going, even when it's hard, because when you do hard things, everything becomes easy.
Yes, it is. It is. Or do you realize that you need to get stronger to do it?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So either way, you learn. When you do hard things, you learn either you're too weak to do it, so you get stronger,
Yeah.
or you are able to do hard things easier.
Or surround yourself with accountability partners,
Yes.
which I did, and which I did again because I shared a tremendous success about my transformation, but I also shared in an accountability group where I realized for the last 2 months I've been at the same place, and I shared an accountability post, and I was very honest and vulnerable, but I did it to not only for myself but to inspire others with my honesty.
Yes.
I have learned that it's okay to fail or have a temporary setback, but when you get knocked down, you get back up again. So I was knocked down. I wasn't moving like where I want to be, but I decided, and I have this sheet of 100 days of accountability, but I tied it with my accountability group. No longer am I going to grab the chocolate chips or take a little spoon of peanut butter. I'm sticking to my meal plan 100% because I'm worth it.
Yeah. Your body is worth it. You're worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I want to end on one more aspect from
Yeah.
what you have learned. If someone's starting out today as an entrepreneur, let's say
Yep.
someone's starting out as in cybersecurity as you are,
Yep.
what tips would you give them?
Okay. Number one, we all have imposter syndrome. Okay. So recognize it and be okay with that. But also recognize that we are living in the best time. So the best thing any business can do, even my business, is continuously feed your mind and get into a group of like-minded peers. I'm in a group in cybersecurity with 800 other professionals. So I have a whole network behind me that I can call on that supports me. Invest in your team, invest in your process, have a good, solid foundation for your bookkeeping. Um, and really, the best thing also is continuously checking in with your clients and coach your team. Whatever you've learned, and I'm in coaching environment, I take that what I learned and I empower my team by sharing what I've learned. So share that knowledge and share the best version of yourself, but also just recognize that you're not perfect. But if you don't start, you're going to stay at the same place. So like we are living in the best time. So this is the time to embrace whatever goal you have. Take that step and go for it. But count on your network. Rely on your network. Your network is your biggest asset, and we're a people of connection. So we need to be talking to each other and lifting each other up and asking for support and giving support.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a Vision Pro yourself.